Okay, question 9, we have differential equations. So, a market trader notices that daily sales are dependent on two variables. The number of hours T since the store opened and the total sales X in pounds since the store opened. The trader notices that the trader models the rate of sales as directly proportional to 8 minus t over x. After 2 hours, the rate of sales is £72 per hour and the total sales are £336. Part A, for 3 marks, wants us to show that x dx by dt is equal to 4032 times 8 minus t. Okay, so dx by dt is the change in x over change in time. So this is our rate of sales. Now we were told the trader models the rate of sales as directly proportional to 8 minus t over x. So dx by dt is proportional to 8 minus t over x. That means then, as a formula, dx by dt is k times 8 minus t over x. Now, we know 3 of those 4 variables at a certain time. So after 2 hours, so t is equal to 2. So after 2 hours, the rate of sales is £72 per hour. So dx by dt is 72, and the total sales were 336. So we can use these to work out the value of k. So we get dx by dt is 72. That is equal to k times 8 minus 2, so that's 6k over 336. Now 6 over 336 is 1 over 56, so 72 is k over 56. Multiply through by 56 and we get k is 4032. So dx by dt is equal to 4032 times 8 minus t all over x. And then we just need to multiply through by the x. So x dx by dt is 4032 times 8 minus t. Cool. Okay, then part B for 3 marks says, and show that x squared is 4032 t times 16 minus t. Okay, so we know that x dx over dt is equal to 4032 times 8 minus t. Now if we multiply by dt, we get x dx is 4032 8 minus t dt. Now if we integrate both sides, we get x squared over 2 is equal to 4032 times 8t minus t squared over 2. Now don't forget the constant c. So we need to find now the value of c. So we know that when x is 336, t is equal to 2. Now if we substitute those numbers in, quite happily we get 336 squared over 2 is 56,448 is equal to, now we actually get exactly the same thing for the t part. Add c, so therefore c is equal to 0. So we have x squared over 2 is equal to 4032 times 8t minus t squared over 2. Now notice, in the form that we want it, we don't have that bracket expanded, which is good. So what we can do is multiply through by 2. So we're going to get x squared is equal to, now instead of multiplying 4032, we're going to multiply the two terms inside of the bracket by 2. So we get 4032 times 16t minus t squared, and then finally that bracket has a common factor of t, which they've decided to take out, so we get 4032t times 16 minus t. Cool. Okay, part C, probably the trickiest of the lot. The stall opens at 9:30. The trader closes the stall when the rate of sales falls below £24 an hour. Using results from part A and B, we want to calculate the earliest time that the trader closes the stall. So, there's always a little bit of a, do we use an inequality, do we use an equation sort of thing that goes on with this type of question. So we know by the model that as soon as the rate of sales hits 24, pretty much straight after that it's going to fall below 24. So we are absolutely fine to use an equation. So what we're going to say then is that we want dx by dt to be equal to 24. So, in terms of x and t, 4032 times 8 minus t over x is equal to 24. Multiply through by the x, 4032 times 8 minus t is equal to 24x. now we can get x on its own here. We can get that x is, so divide through by 24, and we get 168 times 8 minus t. How is that useful? Well, in part B, we now know what x squared is. So given that we know what x is, we can work out what x squared is, substitute that into this equation, and then we got an equation fully in terms of t that we can solve after some hard work and swearing. So x squared is going to be all of the stuff on the right squared, so 168 squared times 8 minus t squared. So what we're now going to do then is substitute that, we are going to substitute that into this bad boy. So we're going to get 168 squared times 8 minus t squared is equal to 4032 t times 16 minus t. Okay, good times. So, can expand these brackets, so we get 168 squared times t squared minus 16t, add 64, so that's equal to 4032 t times 16 minus t. Okay, so now it's time to get our calculators involved. Okay, so 168 squared is 28,224 t squared minus 16t. Add 64. Now before we do anything on the right, it's absolutely worth checking whether 4032 goes into 28,224, which very, very happily it does. So we're going to have sensible numbers in a moment. Okay, so if we now divide both sides by 4032, we get 7, which, after those mental numbers, just seems incredibly nice. So we now got 7 lots of t squared minus 16t, add 64, is equal to t lots. In fact, let's expand it out. So t times 16 is 16t. T times minus t is minus t squared. Starting to look a bit more manageable. Let's expand this. So 7t squared. 7 times 16 is 1742. 112. So we got minus 112 t. 7 times 64 is a number like 420, 448. Okay, now that is equal to 16t minus t squared. It's quadratic, So let's get everything on the same side. Add t squared, we're going to get 8t squared, minus 16t, it's going to give us minus 128 t, add 448. That is equal to 0. Okay, now there is at least a common factor of 2. I think there's a common factor of 8. There is a common factor of 8, but my brain hurts. So let's take 2 out. So we get 4t squared minus 64t, add 224. There's another factor of 2, so we got 2t squared minus 32t, add 112. There's one more factor of 2, so finally we get t squared minus 16t, add 56 is equal to 0. Okay, so now we just need to solve this bad boy. So, I'm sure your calculators can do it, but one of my minions has mine, so let's go old school. Quadratic formula, a is 1, b is minus 16, c is 56, t then is minus b, so 16 plus or minus the square root of minus 16 squared, so that's going to be positive, minus 4 times 1 times 56. Now you should get 32 in there, and then that's all over 2. Now that gives us t is either 10.83 or 5.17. Now we want the earliest time while the store can close, so we want the 5.17, so that's 5.17 hours. If we turn that into minutes, so let's times it by 60, we get 310 minutes to the nearest minute. And that is 5 hours, 10 minutes. So the earliest time, remember he opens at 9:30. So 5 hours, 10 minutes after 9:30 is 14:40. Cool. C part 2 wants us to explain why the model used by the trader is invalid at 9:30. So, at 9:30, t is equal to 0. That doesn't really cause us any problems. But, when he opens, there is going to be no total sales. So, when the store opens, total sales X will be 0. Now remember back to the model, dx by dt was 4032 times 8 minus t all over x. If x is 0, so if x is 0, dx by dt is invalid, as you can't divide by 0. Cool, question done. On to the mechanics.